So I've been asking myself recently, what am I successful at? What am I good at? And the conclusion I've drawn is that I've successfully changed myself. What I mean by that is just 3 years ago, I was somebody who was depressed, confused, angry, lost. I had just gotten fired from my job, and I knew that I needed to change up my life. I knew I wanted to do bigger things. I knew I wanted to be rich. I didn't know what that meant yet, but I wanted to be rich. And ultimately, 3 years later, I've worked on myself to the point of being able to go to the gym hundreds of times, meditated hundreds of times, read for hundreds of hours. I've gotten smarter, I can speak better, I speak clearer. And today, I'm not confused. I'm not lost. I'm not depressed. I'm very fulfilled. I love my life. I love myself, and I wouldn't trade this for anything else in the world. I wouldn't trade my life for anybody else's. And I know when you can say that, and you can say it with confidence, that is when you've truly hit fulfillment. You've hit fulfillment. And how did I hit fulfillment? How did I do that? I basically started working on myself in a way that moved me towards my goals, which required me to go out and start setting goals first, right? If I don't know where I want to go, I can't go there. And that's the same for anybody else watching this. If you don't know where you want to go, you can't go there. So when it comes to your mind and your body, your relationships, your business, you need to set goals. Something that successful people do 100% of the time is set and achieve goals consistently. That is a skill of successful rich people. What you'll notice is people who fail in life, who live in poverty, etc., they don't do these things. They don't think in these ways. They don't know you're supposed to set goals and move towards those goals. They don't know you even can. So what you'll notice is a lot of people who are poor today will be the same people who are poor in 8, 10, 12, 15 years. And that's not because they're broken. It's not because they're in poverty so they can't do anything. Lots of successful people also started in poverty. Lots of successful people that you see today also started with nothing. No family, bad countries, etc. So your limitations are only placed on you by yourself, accepted by yourself, and therefore you live and your dreams die by those limitations. But the day you decide to stop thinking that your limitations are concrete, the day you realize that your mind is malleable and you can start setting higher limitations, you're always going to have limitations. We all have a cap in our mind. Some people call it identity, some people call it your glass ceiling, but you have this cap in your mind of, what do I think I'm worth? In relationships, as far as money goes, as far as my body goes, what do I believe I'm worth? And whatever you believe you're worth is all you're ever going to attain. So you have to raise that self-image. You have to raise that glass ceiling, that invisible ceiling inside of your mind. And the way that you do that is through association. It's through action and producing results. And what I mean by association, it's what is around you. What does your environment look like? If your environment looks like poverty, you're going to feel in poverty. But if your environment looks rich, you're going to feel like you're rich. And you're like, well, I don't have a rich house, Freddie. I don't have a nice room, Freddie. Okay. Go get around rich people and go to rich places, both digitally and physically. Books are free. Content online is free. Courses that you can buy online are very cheap for what they're valued at in terms of what they'll help you do, what skills they'll help you build, and what those skills will help you to do. On top of that, when it comes to real life, you can also go to fancy 5-star hotels. You can go to fancy gyms. You can go to fancy grocery stores, fancy barbershops. Do the things, go to places that rich people go. Don't do the things or go to places where poor people go, if of course you want to be rich. You can go to a 5-star hotel and buy a coffee. Coffee, no matter where you go, is always the same price, $5, $6. But you must become accustomed to being in these wealthy places so that you can start seeing yourself as this wealthy person, so that you start moving, speaking, acting, thinking like a successful person. Ultimately, you'll become a successful person. And one of those ways that successful people think and behave is they set and achieve goals consistently. And when they're after their goals, they know that humans aren't laser beams. At some point, you're going to veer off your goal, right? Maybe it's every other day, maybe it's every other week, maybe it's every other month, maybe it's every other year. But when that happens, what successful people know is they must course correct as soon as possible. In Atomic Habits, James Clear said, if you miss one day, just start again on the second. You missed the gym today. You ate bad today. You didn't work on your business today. Who cares? Start again tomorrow. You didn't read your books today. You didn't meditate today. Who cares? Consistency doesn't look like perfect did all my habits every single day for 100 days, it looks like I showed up and tried every single day for 100 days. Sometimes I missed reading, sometimes I missed meditation, sometimes I missed my workouts, sometimes I missed my business. But I do know every single day I showed up and I tried and I worked on myself and my business and my relationships and my body. I worked on my mind. And if you do that consistently for a long enough time, and every time you do fall off your goals, you just get back up and start again as soon as possible, you will ultimately succeed and achieve massive results. You will transform yourself, and therefore you will transform your life, because your life is a reflection of your mind. Your body is a reflection of your mind. Your relationships are a reflection of your mind. Your bank account is a reflection of your mind. The place you live is a reflection of your mind. If you want to upgrade your life and change your life, you must be first willing to change yourself. You must first go and work on yourself. As your mind upgrades through your own efforts, your life will upgrade. Jim Rohn once said, to be successful, you must work extremely hard on your job, on your craft. And yet you still must find ways to work even harder on yourself. The people who you see stay in the same place for 5, 10, 15 years, we've all seen them around us. Maybe it's our family, maybe it's our friends, maybe it's our friends' families. Those people are not broken. They're not deficient in any way. They are simply lacking the ability, the focus, the drive, the willpower to work on themselves. Because even if you don't have clear vision, clear goals of where you want to take your life, if you work on yourself every single day in those ways I just explained, read books, meditate, build relationships, work out, eat good, sleep good. If you do those things, you will ultimately change your life on accident. Just by working on yourself, you will see your life and things around you elevate. As you read, as you work out, as you meditate, as you build relationships, as you work on problems and solve them, your life automatically increases in quality, like magic. So all you need to do is simple. Figure out what you currently spend your time on. You sleep for 8 hours, you're up for 16. Where do I spend those 16 hours every single day? What do I do? And then what you'll figure out is that to be successful, you're gonna need to change those things up. You're like, what do I need to do instead of these things to achieve my goals? Because right now I'm doing these things and they're helping me achieve something. But if what I'm achieving based on my actions is not the thing I actually want in my life, I need to start changing those actions out. Those daily habits, those things I do every day, those are my habits. And you already have a bunch of these habits. We live in patterns, okay? Every single day you think the same things, you go the same places, you talk to the same people, you do the same behaviors. That's what's currently producing your life. Your life is a reflection of your habits. Your habits are a reflection of your mind. And therefore, if you start to upgrade your mind by studying successful people, you'll figure out they do different things than you do. And if you start to do what they do, you'll actually produce a life that they have. But currently, you've just been doing what your friends and parents have done, and so you've been producing the life that they have. You get it? So life is a simple equation if you start to figure out the truth, the physics of life. What works versus what doesn't. Pursue truth. The Bible says the truth will set you free. Successful people, coaches, mentors, books, these things give you more truth, and they give it to you faster than you can learn through trial and error. And don't get me wrong, you can learn any skill set, you can achieve any goal with trial and error if you run it correctly. But the thing is, trial and error takes time, and it takes a lot of time, and it's very painful. And so instead of hitting your head on the same mistakes that everybody else already has, go read their books and learn how to dodge those mistakes. Go get a coach and learn how to dodge his mistakes. He'll tell you. There's a quote, it says, "A fool never learns. The smart man learns from his own mistakes. The wise man learns from the mistakes of others." The reason the wise man learns from the mistakes of others is because he gets mentors, coaches, and books. He studies content in courses. And he does this because he knows these people have already put in 20 years plus on psychology. Why should I go put those same 20 years in? Let me just read their book. They put their 20 years of knowledge, condensed it down into a paper stack called a book. You know, and I can go read that and I can get all that information within a week or 2 weeks that they've learned in their entire 20 years. 2 weeks of my time. So you need to start valuing your time and using your time efficiently and effectively, and you're going to do that by learning from the mistakes of others, as well as running trial and error, pursuing your goals, making progress, hitting your head on things, learning from what you hit your head on, learning from your failures, learning from embarrassments, getting back up and starting again. So do run trial and error, and do run it effectively. But also study mentors, man. Study people that are ahead of you. Condense those timelines, because you don't have enough time to achieve all the things you want if you don't. You don't have time to waste. That is a sure fact. So figure out what you currently spend your time on. Figure out what successful people who have achieved the things you want, whatever those things are. If it's a fit body, what do fit people do every day? If it's a rich bank account, what do rich people do every day? And so on. Figure out what those successful people do every single day to produce their results, and start to replace your old bad habits with their new good habits, and you'll start to see changes in your life. And this is what I did for the last 3 years. 3 years ago, I was really depressed and lost and messed up. I had no money to my name. I didn't know what a goal was. I didn't know how to work on myself or what self-improvement was. I'd never heard of that stuff. But I picked up the book Think and Grow Rich, and from there it took me to high heights, highest I've ever been. Today is the highest height I've ever been. And tomorrow will be the highest height I've ever been. And next year will be the highest height I've ever been. And that's because I'm consistent. I take action every single day, doing what I know it takes to move forward, doing what I'm figuring out it takes to move forward, to make progress, to achieve goals, to solve problems. And I never finished that quote from James Clear. He actually said, if you miss one day, start again on the second day. If you miss 2 days, start again on the third. If you miss 4, start again on the 5th, and so on and so forth. Even if you've missed 10 years, you haven't worked on yourself in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, start today. The greatest time to plant an oak tree was 25 years ago. The next greatest time to plant that oak tree is today. Start now. If you plant seeds, the good book says, you shall reap. But you must plant those seeds. You must water them. You must give them sunlight. You must give them air and space. And ultimately, those plants will sprout into great things. But how human skills work is that they compound. So at the beginning, it'll look like you're not good, and it'll look like you're not producing results, and it'll be hard work. And later, 10 years down the line, 5 years down the line, 3 years down the line, 2 years down the line, you will be getting results easier with less work in a faster time frame. So you just need to start today. Take the hard reps today. Take the knocks on the chin today with whatever skill you want to get good at. Consistently show up, repetitiously perform the behaviors that move you towards your goals, that build those skills for you. And ultimately, you'll get so good that, as my mentor says, you cannot be ignored. Choose any set of skills. Programming, snowboarding, playing basketball, creating content. Choose any set of skills you want to. If you put in enough time and effort, you will get so good you cannot be ignored. And then once you get that good, people will come find you. Opportunity will come find you. Charlie Munger said, luck is not something you wait for. Luck is something you become. Luck is something you create. Lucky people are people who have built skills and acquired knowledge and apply those skills and knowledge to create outcomes. And so it looks like luck. It looks like overnight success. But as Michael Jordan said, it took me 10 years of work every day to become an overnight success. Munger said, luck is actually an equation that anybody could run. He said, luck is opportunity meets preparation. So your job is to move through life and seek out opportunities, and when you see those opportunities, to act on them. And until you see those opportunities, and until you're ready to act on those opportunities, you must simply prepare. And so the question becomes, how do you prepare for opportunities? And we come back to, you work on your mind, you work on your body, you work on your relationships, you work on your skills. That's it. If you do things every single day, habits, that build those things for you, when opportunity comes, you'll see it and you'll be prepared to act on it. And on top of that, you'll be prepared to actually achieve the result. Many people act on opportunities. Most people aren't ready to achieve the result. So they don't. They see the pretty girl, they walk up, but they can't talk yet. They haven't practiced. They see the business opportunity, but they can't act on it. They have no money. They haven't saved up. Prepare for opportunities in the meantime until God brings them to you. And if you prepare and if you get good enough, you will not be ignored. You cannot be ignored. Opportunity will find you. God will send it to you. That's what I've learned. Achieving your wildest dreams, becoming the magnificent version of yourself that I know you want to be, is simply on the other side of, number one, belief that you can. Belief that with time and effort, you will ultimately get so good that you can't be ignored. That you will get so good that opportunity will show up to you, and when it does, you will act on it and achieve your goals successfully. Just belief. Times action, times time. Belief in yourself times action every single day, times time. If you can do that for many weeks, many months, many years, you will achieve your goals. You will see progress. You cannot hit the gym and eat good and sleep good for 3 years, 10 years, 15 years and not get shredded. Same thing goes for business. Same thing goes for good relationships. If you get so good, you cannot be ignored, and God will make sure of it that you aren't. It's my theory. Simply get clear on where you want to go. Figure out who already has those things that you want. Figure out what skills and habits they perform and build. And then go start to acquire the knowledge, apply the knowledge, gain the skill, and build those daily behaviors that are going to move you towards your goals. If you do that, you will be successful. You will see success in your life. You will feel fulfilled because you're making progress, you're gaining mastery, and you're becoming more powerful, more autonomous, meaning in control of your own life, but also more powerful in your abilities to serve the people around you that you love. If you do that, I guarantee you will love your life more than you do today. You want to kill depression? Build skills and use those skills to serve other people. People that you care about. Fuck depression. On top of all that, seek out God. That's how you'll win life.